is a Boardwalk Audio podcast.
I just drink wine.
Ooh, feels good, right?
Ooh, feels good.
No.
Oh, 18's my lucky number.
Perfect. You're going to be episode 18.
I feel like this is all.
Do you feel better about
much
everything?
more confident.
Excellent.
Yeah, it's super lucky. Welcome to the wine situation, you guys. Hi.
Hi. You know what we do here. We pair wines with H's with wines without.
Yeah, we take your wines and we pair them with wines.
Ooh.
Did that?
Damn, Sean Buckles. That was a sexy wine.
Did that convey like the liquid one with the complaining one?
Yeah, I didn't even need to be reminded that there's no H in the liquid one.
Thank you.
That did it.
I just want to be understood.
Well, you have a golden voice because you are the wine whisperer. You look at people and you know what they want to drink, and you can do all this from all your time at Covell. He helped open bar Covell. He worked with Greg Condas.
I did. Our sponsor, by the way.
Yes, Greg Condas, gcondaswines.com. He's our sponsor. We saw his wine list and was just like, yes, I'm behind all these wines. So
He has an incredible selection of wine, you guys, and he is the official wine supplier for the wine situation.
Yeah.
And Ellen over there with her smarts and her brains passing the W sets.
Yeah.
So she's got the skills to open the wine bills and pay stuff.
I got the skill.
I was bordering on social appropriation there, and I got really guilty and felt bad about it, so then I thought I stopped.
You just sounded like appropriately sassy.
Really? Okay, I was just trying to be sassy. Yeah.
So we have this segment we've been doing this is the second week we're doing it now, the hip sip tip, where we tell you what we were drinking, just so you have some extra wine knowledge. Sean, what'd you drink this week?
You know what I had? I had a lovely glass bottle of
Slash bottle
of Torrontés.
Ooh.
Which is a lovely white varietal grown mostly in Argentina.
I love a Torrontés, and I'm seeing it more and more these days.
Yeah, it was really good. It was really floral, passion, fruity, paired really well with Asian food. It was great.
Oh.
Ellen, what did you have?
I had so you've heard me talk about how in Italy the wines are sometimes named by grape and sometimes by region and sometimes something else entirely. And I got really excited about Cersuelo d'Abruzzo. It was something that used to be within the same category as Montepulciano d'Abruzzo, which is a red wine, but they were making it light, and it's not quite a rosé. But the person who introduced me to it was proud of himself for finding a rosé he liked, and so I let him have it. It's a little got that earthy thing Montepulciano has, but it's lighter. It's almost a rosé. And
was it chilled? Did you have it chilled?
Yeah. We chilled it a little. It was great wine. So
Cool.
I'm going to be looking for it now.
Delicious. Well, should we get into the show?
Yeah, let's get in the show.
Welcome our guest, Kate Herman.
Hey.
That was the softest woo ever. That was like you were wrapped in
I was
cotton.
doing it
You're
for
like,
myself, so I didn't want to get to
it was the smallest roller coaster.
I
Sean's
just lowered
raising
my chair.
Oh no! Is there a way to
I feel like I was on a
pump
roller
this sucker
coaster.
Thanks so much for being here, Kate.
Yeah.
Thanks for stepping in.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah.
It's gonna be fun.
Kate's a hilarious, funny stand-up. She does amazing work. You can find her at Scotch the Cat.
Yeah.
Is that it? Scotch the Cat at Instagram?
Yeah.
Is that the best place to find you on
That'd
socials?
be what I would recommend.
Yeah, Scotch the Cat. And where does that name come from, Kate?
Yeah.
Oh, well, deductive reasoning.
You have a cat named Scotch?
Yes, it's my cat, Scotch. He's much more photogenic and adorable than I am, so...
I don't know. You guys go to the Instagram page and you be the judge.
Yeah. I mean, I texted.
Holy moly!
I was like, she's hot. So,
and I was like, she's actually very smart,
and
she's very attractive.
Actually...
No, actually,
we had this discussion on the
you're
Stam
right.
Zimmerson episode. We can do it all, Kate. We can do it all.
Women can do it all. You can be smart and pretty and funny and a
whiny,
mom
too.
And whiny, yeah.
Well,
Speaking of whiny,
So whiny.
what do you want to whine about? Should I open some wine while you tell us what your wine is?
Get that opening.
Yeah.
Let's drink some wine.
That's what I'm here for.
So what would you like to wine with that?
Well, I was gone for a few months, and when I came back, my roommate had gotten an Alexa, and so now we have a spy in the house, and she talks to it and like uses it to do things that you could much more simply do as a human.
My brother had one when I was staying with him in Chicago this winter, and it was a spooky new world.
Yeah, it's my new gripe because you just sound dumb, and it starts to know you better than you know yourself, and I feel like the singularity is approaching.
And does she talk to it like it's a person?
Well, so when I first was introduced to Alexa, I got in Saturday night and I woke up Sunday morning and she was saying, Alexa, add eggs to the grocery list.
Whoa.
Alexa, add bread, add blueberries. Like, and it would just be like, adding this to, and I was just like, you could write that down.
Yeah.
Like, you could, it's so easy. But she had the TV up too loud.
Oh my gosh.
So then she had to so she was just going, Alexa, Alexa, Alexa.
I wonder what would happen if she was like, Alexa, and then like a Cheerios commercial came on, and if it was like, bing, that's showing up at your door tomorrow.
Well, so what she did.
Yeah, like Cheerios are being shipped to you. Yeah.
Something, whatever the commercial is for. Denny's is arriving, is being delivered now.
I got all this Viagra.
Well, no, what she did was she lowered her voice like she was scolding a child and said, Alexa, add hey. And I was just like, this is the craziest thing I've ever heard.
Oh my God.
You couldn't get more basic.
Alexa, Alexa.
I'm just like, yeah. And so now all of a sudden I feel like once you notice something, it just is popping up everywhere. And I think part machines taking over your brain, becoming too reliant, and then another part of giant corporations having too much information and taking over your life.
Yeah. Well, on that note, let's cheers and drink some wine.
Yeah,
So we
cheers.
can-
I'm so excited about our wine.
Medicate. Just kidding.
Wow. Ooh.
Ooh, delicious.
Ooh. So our wine that we picked for you,
Where did we get it from?
we got it from Greg Conda's Wines.
That's right. GregCondasWines.com.
It's G Conda's.
I'm just going to work in the plug
yeah, I mean,
any chance I get.
he has such good wine, though.
He does.
We wanted to go with the wine because Alexa is a sign of like impending doom of modern technology. We wanted to pick something from a region with a long, interesting history where they still utilize their old-fashioned practices, and so we went with the Burgundy.
Yeah, Burgundy, France. The Domaine du Prix.
It is delicioso.
Yeah, that is 100% Pinot Noir from the Macon region in Burgundy, France.
2014, Domaine de Prix, Bourgogne.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, a lot of people don't realize that Bourgogne is Burgundy in French on their wine bottle, or at least I feel like some people don't realize that.
Yeah, people don't realize that Burgundy is
Or
Bourgogne.
they're like, is that another name for Bordeaux?
But usually, if it's going to be like a cru or a Premier Village, it's going to say the actual name of that. It won't say Bourgogne. If it says Bourgogne, that means it's like the greater region.
So another reason we picked this wine is because Alexa is supposed to make life simpler, I think, or easier, and it's actually very it confuses life. And Burgundy appears to be simple. It's a small region. It has only a few grapes that they use regularly. It should be it should be easy.
Simple.
No,
It's not simple.
No.
No.
Complex. It has many layers.
No.
Can I ask a question?
Yeah.
A wine question?
Yeah, please.
So, what's the thing that you would call, in the Smucker's juice commercials of yore, when the girl be like, it does that thing like with your tongue, like because it like dries it a little bit, but
the tannins.
Those are tannins. Those are tannins.
Yeah.
that's what I taste.
We used to do a segment, which we could do too. It's called What's in the Glass.
I think we were still keeping What's in the Glass.
Oh, we are, yeah. I mean, just
We
kidding.
forgot our outline. We're all discombobulated today, especially by our confusing wine. But yeah, we wanted to do What's in the Glass, where we take a minute, we all look at our wine, and we all sort of talk about what we see. Then we take a smell, we talk about that, we take a taste, just sort of so you guys listening at home
Join in.
Yeah, if you guys have a Pinot Noir, Burgundy or not, just grab a Pinot, Pinot.
Yeah, I mean, I don't care if you're driving. Just reach over, open the bottle, guys.
If it's screw cap, just get your teeth in there.
Just dump out that McDonald's cup you have in your
No, you put it
center
in a Diet
console.
Coke can. That's what
Oh.
everybody does.
Oh
right?
shit!
Whoa!
This
The
is
wine
next
situation
level.
inside tips, guys.
Holy mackerel!
I just drink my Burgundy out of an empty Diet Coke can.
That's just what a friend told me.
That's what a friend told you.
It has to be
yeah.
Diet Coke, though, or else the tannins don't have enough
Yeah.
room to breathe.
Exactly. Yeah, it has to have has to be a wide mouth can too.
Okay, so what do we? It's a fairly light color.
It's a fairly light color. The Maine Dupree.
I would put in the medium plus intensity of cherry red.
Cherry red. Yeah, I'll give you that. I haven't,
Yeah, it looks
taken
like
those
cherry,
tests.
like cherry.
It looks like cherry cola without the bubbles, right?
Yeah.
On the smell, on the nose. I'm getting a little bit of like red fruit on it.
Yeah, definitely the red cherries, a little raspberry, cranberry maybe.
Yeah, Kate, what are you getting over there? You can say
It
anything
smells
you
red.
want.
It smells.
It smells like red number 9. Smells like red. Yeah,
a
some
little
berries.
bit of cola almost. Maybe I'm just thinking cola now, but it almost does have like a little
Like Shasta?
yeah, there's a little Shasta. There's a
Little
note of
Shasta?
Shasta.
Note of
Actually,
Shasta?
it's more like Coke Zero. No, I don't know.
You can taste the.
There is like I mean this in the best way too, but there is a cola thing I'm getting. That's so weird you said that.
I think that's not atypical of. I mean, cola doesn't it come from a plant? Like,
Guys,
yeah,
I'm pretty sure I'm a wine expert.
yeah, you're so good at this. You just looked at it and you're like,
I
cherry
called
Coke.
the whole cherry gold.
Okay,
You guys, I'm pretty sure.
Guess what? We just poured her a glass of cherry Diet Coke.
Yeah.
Right. This is actually cherry Diet Coke.
Oh my gosh.
Actually, one of my favorite wines I've had, like, who was it? It's one I've had a lot.
You talking about a wine?
Pinot Noir that I had, and I'm like, this is
Rocchioli?
like delicious
William
cherry.
Cillian.
No, nothing quite. It was something that was by the glass on the list.
Costa Brown.
No, crud. It'll come to me if I'm not trying to think of it. But this is like the most delicious cherry Coke I've drinking in my life.
Cherry
So-
Coke wine, guys. I did this crazy race. I did this ultra marathon, and they had like soda for you to drink at the aid stations, and one of them was cherry Coke, and it was like warm, and it was actually disgusting.
Warm, it seems like it would be bad.
Yeah, it was like the last thing you wanted at that time.
Why are they trying to?
You're like, you're already running in the heat, and now they're trying to make it even harder and kill you on top of it.
This is why I don't do marathons.
Yeah, that's why?
Yeah, warm cherry
Warm
coke.
Warm
cherry
cherry Coke, yeah. I get it. I believe it.
The only reason.
That's the only reason?
That, my endurance,
Oh,
my lack of.
What do you do for exercise?
yeah.
I will go boxing.
What?
Yeah.
Whoa.
Really?
Yeah.
Do you
but-
wear like a headgear piece? Or
No,
like-
guys, like I'm not in the ring. I go to one of those classes where they like
Oh.
you're in front of a bag. I mean, you're boxing, you're wearing gloves and stuff, but nobody's boxing at you.
How many people are in a class?
Between like 25 and 32,
Have
I'm
you
trying to
ever,
like
like-
figure out how many stations.
Have you ever? Oh, there's a station.
Well, because it's all circuit, you know.
Oh.
Well, the one here is the one in New York. It's just like
Oh, that's right. You're
by
bi-coastal.
Are you bi-coastal?
Well, bi-coastal.
You're bi-coastal. I
That
forgot.
sounds like fun.
But
Being
the one here-
bi-coastal or boxing?
Boxing.
Both.
Do you think if you traveled and you were hooked on Alexa that you would have to like take your Alexa with you, or that you could have them two coordinated, like two protons that split and secretly know what they're doing on opposite ends of the country? I'm just trying to work a little science.
I'm going to tell you, having to imagine being addicted or needing Alexa and then needing it wherever you go is making me very uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would assume, I mean, it's portable.
Mm-hmm.
You'd probably bring it in your carry-on because it would add some weight to your checked. You don't want to pay a fee for Alexa.
I just feel
True
like we're.
story. I have a dot at home that my brother, because he loves his Alexa, and he got everyone in the family at one of the dot, the Echo,
The tinier ones,
the
yeah.
smaller one, and I've had it since Christmas, and it's still just sitting on my counter.
Well, what freaks me out the most is it's just always on.
It's always listening.
It's just always on, waiting for you to say its name.
Mm-hmm.
And you know how I learned that was because I couldn't figure out how to turn our air conditioning on. We have like a wall unit.
Yeah.
Very simple. You hit the button, boom, it's on. And I was doing it in our massive heat wave, and it wouldn't turn on. And so I texted said roommate, and I said, hey, I'm trying to turn the air conditioning on, but I couldn't figure it out. So when you get home, like, it's not going to be cold. I was trying to be so nice. And she said, oh, I control it with my phone. And so it just, and like the air conditioning had gone on by itself when I was at home alone once, and I felt like I was in the Brave Little Toaster. It's so scary when that happens. And
All these machines are coming to life and,
she-
turning on
and
and
then she
spinning
said,
around you.
for future reference, just ask Alexa to turn it on.
No.
And I was like, by the way, first of all, air conditioning does not work like that. Fallacy number one.
Yeah.
You cannot have the apartment get heated to 102 degrees and then turn on the air conditioning at 62 from your car on the way home and expect it to just be okay.
Right.
You're killing all of the polar bears. It's not going to stay cool. Like, you need to just have it continuously running, maybe at 78 for multiple multiple sides.
On average, how many polar bears does Alexa kill every single year?
Alexa is
She's a murderess.
Alexa stalks polar bears. I mean,
I shouldn't laugh at global warming.
at least 1,500,
At least.
right?
Yeah, I'm surprised
Yeah.
Nat Geo hasn't done something about it.
Like, those Diet Coke commercials, the polar bear is floating on that piece of ice.
Yeah. And then Alexa
It's
just
just Alexa.
Yeah.
swoops in.
Alexa just shoots a laser. And the polar bear's toast.
But the cherry Coke is ice cold.
Ooh. As long as my soda's cold.
Like the commercials.
Yeah. As long as I have cold Coke, who gives a fuck? Just kidding.
Yeah.
But yeah, the fact that you couldn't just do it manually, you have to go through Alexa. So
Yeah.
I was dying and I just refused to turn on the air conditioning because I refused to talk to Alexa. I didn't want her to know that I was in the apartment.
Right.
I don't want, but it got so hot that I had to. And I said,
Yeah.
Alexa, boom, it's on, it's there. It's just, I didn't do anything. I didn't touch it. So it's just always on, just always waiting. But I'm just like, what else are you hearing?
Well, weren't they
And
trying to
report-
solve a
and
murder?
Who are you reporting to?
Yeah.
Right.
Who is your master?
Who's your master? Alexa, who is your master?
Well, weren't they trying to solve a crime or a murder or something? Because the person had an Alexa
Yeah.
and they were trying to see if they could legally get a hold
Yeah,
of
there was
the.
something about a hot tub. I really
Yeah.
read about that. It was
Yeah.
in Florida, obviously.
Florida man.
We all
Pray
just
for
had a pause where we
Yeah.
all looked at each other like, oh.
Although we hope everything goes well with the hurricane.
Yeah. My aunt's down in Florida. I hope she's hunkering
When
down.
this comes out, we'll
Take
know.
Mar-a-Lago and leave the rest. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I've only ever been to Naples.
I don't know.
I've been
I
to
just-
Palm Beach.
Sorry, I didn't mean to get political.
Oh no. Let's talk about the other things we have in our glass.
Well, yeah, what else do we have in our glass?
Because we didn't talk about the tannins or the acid or the finish.
That's right, we didn't.
There's
We got
more.
distracted about polar
Sean
bears.
and I are studying for tests now, so I'm trying to make him conform to my WSET standards of breaking down wine into ways that just make it not any fun anymore.
It's true, guys. We've been indoctrinated into an accreditation program.
Yeah. Announcement.
Announcement.
We're going to take the intro level of the Court of Master Sommeliers course in October, so pray for us the 9th and 10th in San Diego.
I've heard it's hard.
It's just the intro level, and it's like a little, I was saying it seems like somewhere in between level 2 and 3 of the W sets, which I did.
Yeah.
No blind tasting, but a lot of information.
Yeah. But enough about us.
Yeah, oh shit, sorry.
Kate, what do you think about the palate?
Yeah.
Guys, I love hearing all of this. Congratulations.
Thank
by
you.
the way.
Thanks, Kate.
What do I think about the palate?
What's it
Well, it is fruity. You can taste the soily, earthy parts of it.
That's red clay soil. It's going
Yeah.
in.
Red clay soil.
Hillside blocks.
I was gonna guess it. It was on the tip of my tongue.
Literally, red clay was on the tip of your tongue. I can see it.
How would you say it was fermented? Take a guess.
I
don't
would
know.
say it was fermented. I don't even know what this means, so I'm just gonna guess a cedar barrel.
Ooh.
It was there for its malolactic fermentation.
Shut up.
French
Yeah.
oak. Well, French oak, but yeah.
I was gonna say French oak, but then it was the time I wanted to go crazy.
Yeah. Nonconformist.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're like, just in case Alexa
another
was
tree?
listening.
This is a super
What's another tree?
super fresh, super crisp because it was fermented in temperature controlled concrete tanks. So I guess they're using a little tech. In
The
this
old
one.
cement.
But then they put it into French oak for the malolactic fermentation, in which they transfer those. They let those nasty, sharp malic acids turn into lactic acids. Makes the wine a little smoother, a little more friendly,
Rounder.
a little rounder.
And
This
then
is still kind of a sharp wine. Like
Yeah.
it's a little pointy in a good way.
It's nuanced. It's light. I get like some minerality to it. I get that like kind of chalky, not chalky, but like, yeah, chalky clay soil. I do pick up on that for sure.
It's a little sharp, but I could definitely drink it like juice.
Drink it
is.
like juice.
It's not super duper tannic, so it's like easy to just kind of swell and
I
take
would
down.
call this wine dangerous.
Oh yeah,
This wine is dangerous.
yeah.
Yeah, like Alexa.
Like Alexa,
Full circle, you guys. Kate just made
Bam.
a real circle gesture with her finger.
Yeah.
I couldn't tell if she was like whooping up the room. It was like, woo, the roof is on fire. Or if it was you just making a full circle.
I was was both.
Twerking?
Yeah, I'm already like almost done with this glass.
Well, these
Just
are
get into
small.
it.
These are
whole-
small wine glasses.
Okay,
so.
well, let's
Okay, well, now I
take
feel
it.
like I'm at a high school party where they're like, that wasn't even alcohol.
Actually, it was Everclear and Kool-Aid. That's what we're serving.
Did anyone ever spike the punch at any dance that you guys went to at school?
My
Was
school
that a
didn't
thing?
really have dances.
Yeah, that's right. You went to that weird hippie school.
No, everybody just drank vodka out of Poland Spring bottles in the cafeteria.
Oh, is that what you guys did?
No.
Yeah. That was Connecticut, right?
Yeah.
Well, no one ever spiked the punch, too. We all just
We
got
didn't
drunk.
have punch. We just like...
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't remember punch it either. We did have proms, which were not barely things.
They were like summer solstice events.
No, I mean there were DJs there, and we all dressed up, and we all went, and then people didn't really stay long, and then I think they went to hotel rooms to drink, and I was in my own world of being a fucked up person at that time, so I didn't really partake in
You
it.
mean a goth, Ellen?
A person who
Does
didn't
this start
partake in
when you were being
anything
a
with
goth?
calories at that time.
Oh.
So I don't know about the punch, but much less vodka, because I hear that was a little high. Yeah.
I thought this was like the
TMI
dawn of
about
your. I thought this was the dawn of your goth days.
Oh, I mean, I was also deeply into that too. But if I had been truly into that, I would have been like, fuck it, give me the vodka.
I see what you mean. Oh, I see what you mean. Yeah, so it was like no calories and just a little
fun.
No calories, no fun, just a little bit
A
of
lot
goth.
of black lipstick.
A lot of black lipstick.
Yeah.
There's no calories in black lipstick.
No. I mean, there might be. There's oils in it.
Someone told me that once about like chapstick. Like you end up like eating like half the tube.
Yeah,
Like
I think
off your
so.
lip?
Yeah, like off your
Yeah.
lips. Eventually, you just ingest.
I mean, don't get me wrong. There were definitely times with like the vanilla frosting flavored ones and stuff. I was
Ooh,
like,
yeah.
kind of want to drink a bite of it.
Or no.
Um,
Or like Dr. Pepper chapstick.
but I did.
Remember
How
that?
do,
There's
how do
Dr.
they
Pepper
monitor?
chips.
How would they find? Like, are we spending money on researching that?
I feel like this is an urban legend.
Does Alexis know?
Alexa,
Alexa?
how much
Alexis,
lipstick
Alexa?
do I eat a year?
Let me check. You know
who would know? Siri.
Siri, what? Oh,
I know that's the other one. And here's my. Can I go
Oh,
on
yeah.
about my little whiny bit?
Yeah,
So
yeah.
Oh, God,
Siri.
please.
So Siri comes out of nowhere all the time,
Yeah.
you know, and says, "I'm sorry, I didn't get
Oh,
that."
she did that to me right. We were about to leave for here, and she came out and
Why?
was like,
Nobody
was
invited
like,
you
"What
into
up?"
the conversation. I didn't even want you here.
Does she ever get sassy with you? Because she gets, I have her text for me when I'm driving sometimes, and she'll get a little sassy. Like once she was like, "Okie dokie, artichokey," and sometimes I'll be like, oh, "Yeah, send," and she's like, "Done," or "In the mail." And I'm
Here's
like,
the thing. I do not use her. I
Oh.
do not like her. Guys, I don't like the computers. Like,
Same,
I'm like, I
am.
love tech. Like, I like innovation, blah, blah, blah. But I want to make my brain last forever, not get Alzheimer's, keep those neural pathways open and
You do.
excited.
Yeah, you do a lot of crosswords.
Do crosswords.
Dude, I was
try
an
not to
addict
use
to
waves.
those for a long time.
Yeah, they're fun.
Yeah.
They're fun.
You learn a
AF.
lot.
They're fun AF depending on who you're hanging out with.
Oh. Well,
Then they
you
don't
learn a lot
think
of words
fast.
that you only know because of crosswords.
Well, then they're like, "Hey, come into the pool. Why are you staring at your phone?" And it's like, "I'm doing the crossword."
Would you like some more wine, Kate?
Yeah.
Sha.
Sure.
No, but she'll like come, and there was a time when I was talking a lot about Syria, and so you can imagine the confusion.
Oh,
God.
yeah.
And I just feel like all of these companies just come in and then report all that you're doing to the government all the time.
That's
Who
probably
knows?
true.
That's the other thing. Yeah. Well, I read that book by John. What's his name?
Grisham?
No. Begins with a G. Is it Jeff Greenblatt? Anyway, No Place to Hide about Snowden and all of that stuff.
I didn't read that. Bad news.
Bad news bears. That's like not, and that's like that's like nonpartisan.
But then a
because
part of me
everybody
feels
does
like
it.
the government just has so much information. Like, how could
That's
they even
the
keep track of it
problem,
all?
Because then
though?
you can
Yeah.
it can be used to like make a story about you that isn't accurate just
Right.
from all the information, and then that's like what the
Well, that's what
the
you know
problem is.
Google's doing, in terms of like the advertisement we're shown in the
This is that
articles.
they're making money off of it. I'm like, fine, have my information. I'm not doing anything wrong.
Yeah.
Blah blah blah, like those kinds of things. But like
Right.
then they're getting paid for it, and it's
Yeah.
my information, and like
True.
I'm a little short this month. Like, come on.
Yeah. Can I get a
think-
part of the ad revenue here?
I would like to like if I'm giving you this, I think if you give them any information, you should get a rebate, like maybe $50.
Yeah,
It would be,
once
make
a
me
year.
feel better.
I mean, Google just
Oh,
has
no, I was thinking one.
stockpiles of cash.
Yeah.
They kind of do.
They do. They totally do. They have like a whole division that just invests in different currencies. Anyway, I know too
Really?
much.
Like Bitcoin? Do
I'm
they
not
have
allowed to
Bitcoin?
talk.
What do you guys think about Bitcoin. That's the technological thing that's like confusing to me, and just no matter how many times people explain it, I'm a little
I think
like,
the most
it's
interesting
weird.
thing about cryptocurrency is when people are actually making it, because
Right.
you have to code it and like make it in such a way that it can't be
It's the blockchain code,
Yeah.
thing.
right, because Bitcoin isn't anonymous,
But it's
So
not really. 'Cause-
that's what I'm saying. It's not anonymous.
Yeah.
So, like, you can trace it at least
Right.
a little bit, but that wasn't so. Like, when you make something that's totally anonymous, which K begins with a K.
Oh, I did. Did you happen to listen to a Radio Lab about this?
I did. I did listen to a Radio Lab, and
High
then
fives.
podcast.
And they did this whole thing
Plug.
about people making a new currency,
It's
and they had all these
fascinating.
people across the country with computers, like miscellaneously sending code and then having to wait for it to. I don't know. It was long and complicated, and it was like the one
Yeah.
way they thought they could
Well,
actually
because-
make a non-traceable kind of currency. Because Bitcoin is eventually, if you wanted to, if you tried hard enough, you could trace, you could look at purchases because it's all on a public ledger. That's how it works. It's on a freaking ledger.
Yeah.
And of course, people are like, oh, they could make up a million different names and purchase a million different ways. And it's like, but people can probably figure it out. Alexa will tell you.
Alexa will tell you.
So I listened to that Radio Lab, and then I got into an internet K-hole going through and trying to figure out stuff, and then like asked some friends who are really into Bitcoin. And the thing that I don't
It's been going widely up and down recently.
is like how you actually like get it. You know what I mean? Like how you can then like go and like with the I don't know. See, that's like where like the practical usage of it. That's where I haven't.
I got.
Well, there are people trading from currency to make money because, like, the values will. It's crazy. I'm gonna go get real time a nice old fashioned paper towel. I'll be right back.
That's nice. You're gonna get an old fashioned paper towel. No, I'll talk to you about my. There's just a toothbrush and a wadded up paper towel.
That's what smart. You know, whatever
UCB guys, if you need to brush your teeth, cool. They have a toothbrush for you.
they do. Look for the paper towel.
Look for the paper towel wad up. No, but I recently did a little research about blockchains, and there's there's like multiple different kinds, but there's Bitcoin and there's Ethereum and there's Ripple and there's different
And they
platforms.
came out with Bitcoin Cash recently, or
Yeah.
coin. Yes.
But like a lot of places, like in Japan, will actually accept Bitcoin as payment. Like you can pay for things with your Bitcoin.
apparently, all of these like Russian hackers would require payment to retrieve all your information in Bitcoin.
In Bitcoin, yeah.
specifically.
But it actually really is the future because blockchains operate and they communicate with each other. Speaking of Alexa type shit, because if you think about it, the way the internet works, the way computers work now, it's just a facsimile of paper. It's all the same thing. So with that, there are minute sort of differences between like each version of something. So that slight bit of offness between translations causes a huge hiccup in down the line. But blockchains can communicate simultaneously and it's perfect every time. So not only as cash and currency, but also as just a way to transfer information. So instead of like scanning this paper, translating it to Italian and then zooming it over to Italy via the internet, something is created as a blockchain that can be seen instantaneously across all platforms. And it has no margin for error because it's one language.
Right.
Which is like, that really is the future of, and that's going to
But
make
sharing-
things
but-
faster and super, whatever.
In terms of like sharing information, you mean?
Yeah, and money and
Right.
currency, yeah.
I think for current, I feel like information is just so hard because it's like you can share like facts openly, and they still like it's still the
Yeah.
human brain still has a factor in information.
Yeah.
How it's received. If it's just going to robots, then for sure there's zero margin for error. But if it's being received by any human, that's
That's interesting. So, like, you're saying that the information that is then conveyed via blockchain, it's going to have a human sort of emotional response at the other end.
whatever it is, like the human that receives
Yeah.
it,
And also, like, it's up for interpretation.
Right.
Whereas blockchains are not. They are this, they are black or white, they're one
Right.
or zero. And
But
there's
like
not the
we're
human
autonomous,
element. Yeah.
feeling
Just like wine, too.
intuitive creatures.
Like, there's a lot of creativity and,
Extremely.
like whatever you feel about wine.
Yeah, I mean, that's kind of making me think of the whole big thing with Burgundy that makes people revere it so much is the whole terroir factor. Like,
That's true.
more than anything, it's one of the areas that there's something not codable or not, you can't quite use science to wrap yourself around it year to year, like what makes the wine what it is. So I don't know. But then there are like the areas of land that have now for years been so it was like originally tended by monks, and then the French Revolution came along. And the monks were the first people who just had all the time and energy, I guess,
and they wanted to drink.
They probably wanted the drink.
But, so when I was in Chile,
South America,
I went obviously on a wine expedition.
Yeah.
Caminero?
Carmenere. That was a grape I told you to drink.
Yeah, Sean told me to drink it. Guess what? Obsessed still.
Obsessed. Nice.
Still.
Obsessed still.
So a lot of the vineyards, and I'm sure it's like this all over the world, everything is hand done. Sans like once you put it into the vat and things like that.
Well, there's a lot of mechanisms involved now, but yeah.
Yeah, no.
But they picked all the grapes, like everybody, everything's done by hand because of the desire to get it the same year after year after year. And then when there is when there's just an error of nature,
right?
Sometimes it's the
early
best
autumn
batch,
hailstorm.
and then those become those limited like reserve
Right.
bottles. And so, what do you think if like the technology world, like what if Amazon wanted to open up their own vineyard with like
Jeff
actual
Bezos?
pickers? You know how they have pickers and the like,
Yeah.
but like with robot pickers or something. You know what
Well,
I mean?
a
Like,
lot of the
totally-
wines they sell, because they do sell wine on Amazon now, these days there are a lot of robot pickers, and that's sort of like one of the both quality and just the territory. Like, so a lot of places they have to have hand pickers. Like, there's no choice because they're on steep hillsides, and there's just no way to even get machines in there to pick them. But then a lot of places have still use robots or machines because it's quicker and easier, and those are the places where bad berries end up in the bunch and they make wine that's not as good.
Or a mouse.
Or a mouse.
Yeah.
Or a small bird.
You guys don't buy cheap wine. You may be drinking a small wine.
A small bird.
You might be drinking a small.
Drink a bird on
This
it.
is what happens when you support technology.
I know. This is what happens, you guys. You've been warned.
I just got really depressed.
Oh, drink some more wine.
This Charles Shaw has bird in it. I'm getting a hint of bird.
Oh, this must have been from the reserve.
Reserve bird. It was a peacock.
Bird.
Alexa ordered this wine for me. It has a hint of polar bear.
Ooh.
Oh.
Alexa, order me wine. There's just something so like, Daddy, I want
That's
this.
exactly what
Yeah.
Daddy.
I want this. Everyone just is like a petulant child that just wants to scream commands.
Oh, yes. I was wondering, what if they managed to, like, program an Alexa to basically become a sommelier? So you'd just be like, I'm in the mood for something
But
acidic in my body.
I'm sure it already exists because that is just information stored in the ether.
But I feel like it still wouldn't be as good as an actual human being.
That's the thing about...
No.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
because wine is subjective, and you have to, like, it happens all the time at the bar. Someone says something, and then they taste it, and either they know what they're saying or they don't know what they're saying. I have to put it through my brain and go like, oh, they're actually saying this.
Right.
Even though they're not saying that.
So like when I say I want something spicy and earthy, fun and unique,
Right.
but like dry, but like then you'd be
I would
like,
serve you the Chersuelo de Brut.
Yeah, I mean, Carmenere really is exactly that to me.
I love
But
that
a lot of
stuff.
times people say they want earthy and they try it and they don't like
Oh,
it.
yeah.
They're like, this is sour. This tastes weird. I'm like, well, yeah, because it doesn't have the fruit you want. But you don't think you know you want it.
Or people taste something and they're like, is this sweet? And you're like, no, it's fruity, but it's hard to
Yeah.
explain that. Let me give you a really sweet wine like that actually has sugar in it. And
Then you'll
it's
know.
so complicated.
I brought a bottle of Carmenere for my dad, and he said, and my aunt came over while we were having it. He's like, you've got to have some of this wine. Kate calls it wine, but I think it's whiskey.
Oh, really?
What?
Oh, because it was like spicy and like...
It's like just,
earthy,
it was,
yeah,
and
funky.
it's kind of heavy, you know?
I have not tasted a Carmenere in a long time.
But how would you get to whiskey unless you were a human? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Exactly. I mean, the computer couldn't figure that out.
Yeah.
Alexa, we're
You're
talking
no
to
Som.
My other thing about computers is when everybody's on Waze and everybody tries to make a left onto the same side street, and you could just go one block up, make the same left because you're gonna make a right after. Like, just use your eyes.
It's true. It's so true.
Well, this is my thing with GPS is when I first moved to LA, it was still like you had to have your Thomas guide, and I love, like, in my head I can picture where I'm going.
Sake's laughing.
He's like, how old are you? I'm elderly. He's like, I'm elderly. And I have this picture of LA, the streets, the map, how it is. Whereas when you just turn on GPS and you're like, tell me how to get there, you have in your head, you're like, I have no idea where I am. I don't know how to get home. Like, I have that. I still like to, even if I just program it to tell me, I like to see on a map, like in proportion to everywhere else where LA
things are.
Yeah.
I mean, if I've never been somewhere before, I definitely want to look at a map and know. But
Yeah.
once I know that, I'm going towards the 118,
Yeah.
first of all, fuck, why do I have to go all the way out
Why do
there?
you have to
Like,
wear the...
Second of all,
Chatsworth.
second of all,
Chatsworth, here we go.
and then it's gonna be so hot.
Teen Wolf.
Second of all, like,
It's gonna
but
be
then,
so hot.
but then it's just like, okay, like I know how to get to there, you know, and
Sure.
then I find it beneficial if you're in a place that you don't know. It's just easy. You could do it the long way, but then, like, I have friends who I love dearly, and I don't mean to make them feel bad by saying this, but it's like you're going home from West Hollywood.
Yeah.
Why do you need to put it in Waze and then have it on and talking to you?
No,
Yeah.
most of the time if I know how to get somewhere, yeah,
It's a grid.
definitely.
If this way is
Yeah.
clogged, go around it. Like it's all like just keep zigzagging until you get there.
Yeah.
Yeah, but this is coming from somebody who drives on castings all day. So you,
I
like,
do.
Kate,
I know more
Kate is
ways
an
than
amazing
ways.
driver. You guys,
Yeah.
with Kate, she knows so many routes of different alternate routes. Most people don't drive as
It's
much
just
as you
call
do.
me and I'll just tell you where to go.
Just call, just be like, Alexa, Kate, Alexa, Kate, Alexa.
Oh no.
She's the
Just
direction
kidding.
whisperer.
They're like, I'm at the Grove and I need to get to Glendale. What's the best way to go?
Take fountain.
Easy.
It's the Californians. Well, should we get to our
Lightning round.
lightning round, Kate?
Are you ready for the lightning round?
Can we go over the rules?
The rules are Sean.
rules, just wine. Shut up and drink.
Oh damn! She just okay. This is the first. You guys, Kate actually just picked up
It's a
the
helicopter,
wine.
guys.
Oh my
We've
gosh.
never had a guest just pick up the wine and pour herself a glass. I love it.
Oh yeah,
so good.
Just
Is
that rude?
refilled. No.
No, not at all. 'Cause
Nobody's
Sean's
ever
like,
done that before?
Sean's like, there are no rules, and she just picked up the bottle and poured it. I'm like, yeah.
No one's ever
That's
done that
great.
before.
Well, normally
even
he
Drew.
keeps it over there. He's
Not
being so
even
giving. It's in the middle of the.
She's like, not even Drew? Not even Drew Drogi? Didn't
No. Drew did help us, like, he was the second podcast of the day, and I seem to remember us, like, finishing both his bottle and then going into the bottle that was left over from our
Yeah,
guest.
tapping into the next one. Yeah.
But I also just like to point out that I did not finish the bottle.
No,
No,
not
you
at
did
all.
not. Not at all.
all.
No. I was saying I love it. I'm just like, that was the first on the podcast,
No,
and
we
it
were excited.
excited me.
No, we were
You win
applauding
the
you.
lightning round no matter how you
You've
answer these
already won
questions.
it.
You've won.
So out of the gate, you're going to get 1,500 points for that.
Sick.
No one's ever
Okay.
gotten 1,500 points.
Write it
before.
down. Write it down. We're keeping track.
What do you get?
So the lightning
like
round
a
is-
season winner?
Mm-hmm.
Great.
Great.
I still give a lot of credit to Camille Knox and her The Volstead Act answer.
Oh, yeah.
Like, she was just like, zip, she knew it.
She was right
That
on
was
that.
impressive. So these are questions that we probably actually... You're going to get one of them for sure.
Hopefully.
Hopefully.
But I don't think I'd get these if someone was asking me. So.
Thanks.
I would get two. I would get 2 out of 3. Well, we had to get interesting.
Yeah, we're like simultaneously raising the bar and lowering it at the same time.
You'll see. We didn't get into nearly the long, complicated notes I made about Burgundy to explain it, but the region in Burgundy, just north of the Côte Chalonnaise is in between it. But so we got
Montepulciano.
that's Italy, but close. I'm so
Close.
impressed you remembered it.
Oh, Burgundy's France.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's all the Montepulciano is a great.
I knew it was in Italy. I'm sorry. I should wait to have you.
Oh no!
This
So
thing,
the-
I tried to do it before the question was done.
No, it's okay.
I
I get
like
that.
it.
I like your spunk.
I know.
Your chutzpah.
Guys, I'm just so nervous.
Don't be. So
You're winning. You're winning at life.
the best known and the most revered wines in Burgundy come from the Côte d'Or. COTED apostrophe
Oh,
OR.
Yeah, that's in the crossword a lot.
The
What
Côte
is it?
d'Or.
What does that mean, or what do you think it means? There's kind of 2 correct answers.
Why is it called Côte d'Or?
Yeah, why did they call it that region the Côte d'Or?
I would never know this. but
They're like, "Where's my jacket?"
please think
Go
about
to open the Côte d'Or,
any reason why they might call it.
or if you know any French.
Because it's like the goal.
That is what almost everybody will tell you.
Because-
The gold, like, hill means slope, and they're like, it's the golden
Yeah.
slopes.
Yeah, the golden
Because
slope.
of like the sun.
This is what everybody says,
That's what
except
most
for the
people say,
fucking
so-
wine bottle. The wine Bible says. The wine Bible claims that it's because in Burgundy, most of the slopes are east facing because they love that early morning sunshine. And apparently, originally they were calling it like the Côte d'Orient, as in Orient as in east, back when it.
Facing east.
Yeah, it's a little politically incorrect,
Yeah.
so maybe that's why they cut it. And then
There's still an Oriental chicken salad here in Los
Okay.
Angeles at
Really?
some very famous restaurants. So,
There you go.
and I think about it a lot when I order it.
Mr. Chow's.
Yeah, I mean, guys, I'm not gonna blast them.
The Oriental.
Very good. Love those
They're
mandarin
tasty.
Love those mandarin
Oh,
oranges.
yeah. I love a candied walnut.
Crispy noodle
Crispy noodle. And
with some
cabbage.
lettuce. This is crazy.
It's basically just like a sugar delivery system. There's nothing.
But it's a salad, so it's healthy.
But it's a salad.
you should just tell them to start calling it the or salad.
Oh.
Like maybe. I mean, so the jury's kind of out for me on that because like the Gilgamesh.
I think I got it right.
I think I'm going to give you 100
I'm
points for
gonna give
that,
you
though,
100
because
points.
you even got golden on
I
that.
think the
and,
wine-
like,
and I
Bible.
said sun before because I knew like that
Yeah.
because like purple mountains.
yeah,
you know?
majesty.
I saw them in Colorado. I figured it out. I figured out why they call it that. They
Because
look
they're
purple.
They look purple. That's true. I remember that too when I was in Colorado. I was like, whoa.
Well, these look purple
Mm-hmm.
without all the smog.
Question number 2: what is a monopole?
What is a monopole? Monopole.
Will you-
Monopole.
It's one, but what will you spell the last?
Monopole.
Monopole.
Monopole. One argument, one gripe, one.
This is one. It's so in Burgundy, the vineyards, which is what they tend to designate levels of wine by,
Oh, like one pole? Seriously?
One person.
frequent.
pole, but-
Usually, most of the vineyards are owned by multiple owners, whereas there are
polypole.
occasionally monopoles.
Polypole.
Polypole.
That's a polypole.
That's a polypole.
when they're owned by multiple vineyards.
They're run by polywogs, and yeah. So a monopole is like one of the most famous wines on earth, the Romanée Conti. They own the vineyard Romanée Conti, as well as a few other like Latache. But that's a monopole when there's one owner for one vineyard. Because in Burgundy, go figure, usually the vineyards are, because of the fucking Napoleonic Code, which said everyone inherits things equally. They're divvied up into a lot of like there's multiple owners per
Like
vineyard.
a monopoly.
Yeah, no. So, like in,
Yeah.
in Burgundy, someone will own a row
Yeah,
of a vineyard. They'll own like this row
just
of
because of
grapes.
the laws of inheritance, splitting it further and further. And their brothers right there across the row, and they're just clipping grapes, glaring at each other.
Imagine if you woke up one morning from a call from a lawyer
Yeah.
that was like, so
You
your
won
great
Monopoly?
great uncle that you never met died, and you now own this monopole vineyard,
If it
and
was-
you have to move to.
Yeah.
to get
There's
out
a
of it.
book by it's called A Good Year. I read it.
Oh.
It's based on that.
That's a famous one.
yeah.
I didn't.
by Peter who wrote it? Something Peter something. It was a real page turner, guys. If you're by a pool
You sound sleepy already.
and it's hot, really get this book and just
Is that what happens to
devour
him?
it. Basically, yeah, he inherits a vineyard in South France.
Nothing is original.
Nothing is original.
I mean, if I inherited Romanée Conti, I would be like, I'm so rich.
yeah,
Because they charge like
it's
$10,000 a bottle.
hella spendy, yo. That's
The last
a wine term.
question.
Last question.
Do you
Okay.
want to? You ask
What
it.
what
This
famous?
is a tough one.
This is a tough one. What famous weatherman from San Diego descends
From the Bourgogne.
from the Bourgogne? What famous weatherman from San Diego
Houston Rains.
comedically?
Diego Rivera.
What famous fictional character
Comes from
Oh.
Burgundy.
comes from
The
Burgundy?
Will Ferrell.
Yes, Will
Ron
Ferrell.
Bur- Ron
Burgundy!
Yay! 5,000 points.
5,000 points, you guys. That gives the total to 6,600 points.
Can we just add an extra 60 in there to make it 666?
No. Oh, you're so goth. I'm not going to draw a
I do
pentagram
really
on
like
it.
your black lipstick, though.
I'm not the black
I-
lipstick thing.
I hadn't worn it in years, and recently I've been like, you know what? I'm gonna start rocking the black lipstick.
It's very like Jane from Daria.
Oh, yeah.
I see that. I see that.
I see that Jane
Guys,
from
I'm
Daria.
gonna watch Daria all night tonight.
Yeah.
Now that I've had
approve of
this
that
wine,
plan.
I'm in
Go.
Now that I have this
Take
one.
your
black lipstick kind of mood.
Ooh.
Join me, everybody.
Join me. One of us. Well, on that note,
Shout
anything
out
else you
Portland Black Lipstick Company for
Shout
making
out
my latest shade.
Portland. Yeah. One more thanks to the sponsor, Gregory Condes, for the Domaine Dupree wine.
Yeah, it's a great wine.
We'll have pictures of it up on the old socials.
And
Are you saying Jermaine Dupri wine?
Domain.
Okay.
What did you think I was saying?
I think you're saying Jermaine right? Thank you.
Wait, what?
Jermaine Dupri, the guy who's doing Usher's new album right now.
Oh, sorry.
Oh,
Usher's
sorry,
Usher.
I'm not up on the...
And DJ.
I'm
and
sorry.
Like all around.
I don't know. I don't know my DJs.
Right, last question. I forgot. What's giving you joy?
Oh, right. I forgot
What's making
that
you
question.
happy?
I totally forgot our show.
Is it Daria? It's okay. It's been a long time.
Well, I'm back in LA after 3 months in New York, and so my weed card is in use, and I can just walk into a store and buy it, and that makes me happy. Just the ability, not even smoking it, just the ability to do it makes
Walk
me
in and buy
happy. Seeing your lovely faces.
Meeting your lovely face has been great.
You know, this has been a delight. And I got my headlights fixed so
Oh,
I can
yeah.
drive home legally tonight, and that's making me happy. Right?
Cheers
Excellent.
to that. That is
Yeah.
excellent.
Cheers to that.
Cheers.
Thanks, Kate.
Thanks, Kate.
Love
Cheers.
you.
Love you.
Thanks for listening,
Thanks for
guys.
listening.
Yay. Thanks, Kate, for doing that.
Yeah. Thank you, Zig, for recording and sitting here patiently with us at UCB.
Thank you, UCB.
Thanks, Greg Condes, our sponsor, gregcondeswines.com.
Check
if you
him
want to
out.
get that.
Look on the socials for the pics.
Thanks, Dr. America, for our song.
Thanks, Thomas Strachey, for the image that he created for us, or refined for us, because
Yes.
Ellen created the image.
I had the H in a wine glass idea, but he made it. He made it sing. So
He made it sing.
he did. I mean, you know, I'm amateur. Like he did good work.
Thanks for all our wine peeps at Covell and at Caner and Dustin Lancaster and all the cool people.
And we'll see you guys next week.
Yeah.
We have Paul F. Tompkins and Janie Haddad Tompkins as well.
Yeah. Jamie, good job.
I was
You did
trying
it.
to say that correctly
Haddad.
because I kept saying
Haddad.
Haddad.
Yeah, Haddad.
Yeah.
I just said it really fast when we did it, when I introed them in the show.
She gave you a nod. I think you're okay.
Yeah, she gave me
Anyway, you guys have that to look forward to
Yeah, look
next
forward to that, yeah.
week. Do we need to sing?
Yeah, socials. Check us out
Oh,
on
yeah.
Instagram, guys. We have a lot of information. Ellen does a lot
Yeah.
of great follow-up
I'm
information.
going to try and get the pictures of most of our wine sip tips
Mm-hmm.
and what we drank, our guests, all that stuff.
On the Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, all that stuff. Email us questions, tweet at us, anything you
We
want to know.
do. We want to know. the
Especially
wine
our
situa-
friends, guys. Ask us a question. It doesn't matter what.
We just want to sit here as an authority.
No, I
and
don't.
answer- no.
Ellen wants to be like
No,
Caesar.
we want to be helpful. So if you have a question about wine, about our guest, about anything, really, we'll answer it.
We will. We'll answer anything. Anything.
Just send it to thewinesituation@gmail.com.
And that's wine with an H.
Yes.
Thanks so much for listening, guys. See you next week.
Bye.
Bye.
I just drink wine. I don't fuck with IPA. I just drink wine. I don't fuck with Minute Maids. I just drink wine. I don't fuck with coffee mates. I just drink wine. Give me red, white, or rosé. Don't touch me, motherfucker. I'm a sommelier.
This has been a Boardwalk Audio podcast. For more information and shows, visit boardwalkaudio.com. Don't forget to rate and subscribe now.